What's up guys, Nolan here, and today we're talking about the new norm for new patches as well as some new changes from yesterday, of which we are going to start with. Since BSG implemented that RMT counter a while back, they've been making small tweaks here and there to the limits of what you can and can't drop to your friends, and they must have liked what they've seen since yesterday they removed a lot of the limits of what you can carry with you in raid. Things like graphics cards, bitcoins, and total amount of physical cash, where if you ended up finding too many of these in a raid, you wouldn't be able to bring them out with you. These limits on items were an earlier attempt at slowing down RMT, while this newest attempt completely removes the ability to drop those items, so there is no longer a reason to limit them so much. Granted, there are still limits on some of these items, but they're not as bad as before. I believe the reason behind not removing all carry limits, period, is to stop cheaters from loading up on these items every raid that they can find them, in turn slowing them down even more. Try to remember that the more things that we put in place to try and slow down cheaters for RMT, the more annoying it gets for them, and the more likely it will become that they will stop. Now, that is the theory at least, but according to Nikita a few days ago, things seem to be working well, so we're gonna have to get used to it. Moving on to the next topic for today, we have the pre-established understanding of what happens around new patches and what I believe is going to be the new norm based off of what we are seeing right now and what BSG have said in the past. The TLDR here is that this is probably going to be the new norm of understanding the life cycle of a wipe. Most recently, we would have special events once in a blue moon, then as the wipe got close, we'd get some news from BSG, then finally when the week of the wipe came up, we would have a strong, quick build up to a final screw the total economy event, and within the next day or so, the game would wipe. What I believe will happen going forward is BSG will have more events throughout the wipe cycle, and each patch will have special events associated with it, where some will have big impacts on the economy as well as just the game as we know it, because the coming update will do the same. It will change the game significantly as we know it. Big changes will be introduced by big events, whether the patch that big change starts with is a wipe or not. All in all, we can't associate significant events with wipes anymore, since BSG might be trying to just keep us on our toes or introduce a new change, in turn making every single update extremely difficult to track or estimate, leaving us with almost no ability to know when or if the next one will come and whether or not it will be a wipe, which unfortunately that is probably what BSG wants going forward. They probably want us to have as little information as possible on any of this until it's practically or literally already in the game. Now, in the past, we've known big events to be the start of wipes, hence the pre-wipe event title. So in the past, we would see a big sale or some enemies spawning a lot more and then know that the wipe would be soon. And then we eventually started to see events in the middle of a wipe where they would go away for a while and then we'd see the same sale and huge spawn event before a wipe. They were incrementally adding more and more events, where now we have significantly impactful events happening every week for several weeks and still no wipe or even a patch. So we need to adjust the way that we think and estimate patches and wipes while we still see the events for what they are, just being the things that happen along the way. Going forward, I could see BSG wiping the game whenever that might be, then holding off on events for the first couple of weeks, maybe a month. The whole point there is that we are playing through a story, basically with the first couple of weeks being the story of our beginning for most of the community. That story being we were just abandoned and now need to figure out a way how to escape Tarkov. I can see BSG leaving us alone to navigate that purely based off of how the game works in a vanilla mode, aka no temporary changes or events. Not to mention that is a good control based off of previous wipes. You can compare player numbers and progress and all that based off of vanilla experience. Then after a couple weeks or a month, maybe BSG start throwing a wrench into things with economic changes, making us think on our feet and adapt based on whatever it might be. Fuel, ammo, food, whatever effects the event has on us. Then from that point, I can see it not stopping all the way through the wipe cycle with a pattern of some kind, whether it be weekly, monthly, or whatever from that point. And this is because as we get closer to launch, BSG will really start shaping the game closer and closer to what they want the final product to look like, and a major part of that shape is difficulty and the struggle to be comfortable. BSG does not want this game to be easy. They want you to have a sense of accomplishment whenever you accomplish anything, and events that take away your favorite trader or make you lose some money or whatever it might be play a big part in that. So this is me telling you guys to get the word out that the days of seeing an event pop up and just instantly associating it with a wipe are over. Now, this doesn't mean we can't or won't see another 90% off sale with killos spawning everywhere. It just means that we need to readjust our expectations, since BSG will never give us a date on anything, and since this was that last saving grace we had to associate with any future plans at all, and we are just going to start seeing them more often, we we definitely need to readjust. Since BSG are so walled off for information, and it's so difficult to estimate literally anything at all, this future of constant events helps them as well, because we will never know which one is going to be the last one before that patch or what's going to happen next. However, to be clear, I still think that this is leading us up to that Lighthouse patch where we're going to get the new trader, the new bosses, and all a bunch of new guns and stuff. Who knows if we're going to get another Tarkov TV before that point? We're going to have to wait and see, but that is all for now. I expect a new event step to pop up tomorrow, so as always, I will keep an eye out for anything new and let you guys know more once I do. The Pray for Wipe and Sons of Soon shirts and hoodies are now live. If you're interested, the link's below. We are able to ship outside the US, but we aren't okay with the costs of that right now, so we're working out better options for outside shipping as soon as possible. However, if you're inside the US, you're good to go. Thanks ahead of time for any believers heading there now and for the support that we've had already. For the latest Tarkov news, follow me on Twitter or subscribe for more. You know the drill. If you're looking for people to play with, check out our Discord. Links in the description. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.